Okay, so one of the things that we're going to do in class in the next several days is we're going to be breaking up into active learning groups, and we're going to break those groups up into groups that make sense for the size of the class that we have. So that might be 2, that might be 3, that might even be 4 people. In those groups, we're going to have to do our work in a certain way. And one of the things that I want you to consider as you're putting together these groups and as we're getting into these groups is that each member needs to have a role. There's multiple roles that you're going to need to fulfill, and those roles include the facilitator, the recorder, the timekeeper, and the presenter. I'll talk about what these roles mean, but basically the facilitator is the person that kind of says, okay, this is what we need to do. What do you guys think? Kind of keeps the discussion going, asks critical questions, maybe redirects somebody if they're getting off topic and says, hey, we really need to focus on this to get this done in the amount of time, because these are going to be quick, kind of 6 to 10 minute questions in class where we need to stay on point and stay focused. So the facilitator is going to help us do that. Whoever that person is needs to be engaged in that particular role as a primary part of their job. The recorder is going to be the person that takes some notes, records on a board such as this what the group's answer is. So in some cases it might be describe in one word what that particular lesson means to you, or it means to you as a group. But the recorder is going to be the person that's taking that information down and kind of synthesizing what the group is saying. So the recorder might ask things like, well, tell me more about what you mean by that, or clarify that so that we can all understand. Those are the kinds of things that the recorder is going to want to be doing. The timekeeper is a role that is not as critical in the sense that if you're in a group with 2 people or 3 people, this job might be shared by the facilitator or somebody else. But the timekeeper is the person that's going to keep track of how much time we have left, what we need to be doing at that time. So if I say you have 6 minutes to work on this, then that person needs to keep an eye on the timer and see, okay, gosh, we're down to a minute. We probably need to be summarizing what we're doing now and keeping the group on task. Now that role might fall to the facilitator if it's a group of 3 or a group of 2, but that timekeeper role is important for making sure that the group comes to its consensus and arrives at the answer or arrives at the goal of whatever group project we're doing at that time. The presenter is going to be the person that then shares with the rest of the class the results of the team. That might be holding up the board for everybody to see. It might be discussing with me what the group's answer was, answering questions of other groups if they have them. And then that person is also going to need to be prepared to be selected to record that response on a video like this so that they can share that with the rest of the class, and that can be used as study materials and preparation materials for things like the exam and other discussions as well. Okay? So those are the roles, and that's what we'll be doing in our group work.